Opie is still jobless, and it doesn't look like the podcast is going too well. His last guests were his old roommates. Yes, Opie's best and oldest friends, Buzzy and Stork. If there's actually a man the same age as Opie, who's named Buzzy or Stork, I'll flip out. But there is! What the hell is this? This dude still doesn't have a job. He got fired from Westwood One. What is he doing? And by the way, he stopped pretty much uploading new ones, and he's going to try this accelerated thing, meaning he's going back and re-editing his old podcast and then putting them out as new. That's not how podcasting, first of all, not like the old ones were gold. It's not like you had gold in them Dower Hills. You didn't have gold there in the first place. And why would they need to be just do new podcasts? But Opie has a problem. He can't really get any guests. I mean, the last real guest he had was Tammy Pascatelli. And I'm sure she only did it because, he's not getting guests because people are like, oh, I got to do Opie's podcast. He's calling in favors from his friends, and even that's starting to dry up. Do you know the last time Sherrod Small has been on this podcast? A hot minute. Because, as you remember, Opie had to pay Vic Sherrod in the Mad Cuban. Now, more people blew that up bigger than what it was. Like, oh, Opie has to pay people. They were really more co-hosts than anything else, so they were there every day, and they were pretty much exclusive, so I had no problem with them paying them. But they were getting $750 a show. That's a nice scratch. But without that money, this podcast, man, ain't looking too good. And there appears to be no job in the future for Opie. I mean, at least before, I don't know, he was trying and then got Westwood. Like, he talked about hiring the agents, and he kept begging for jobs, but saying, oh, this person called, they're very interested, blah, 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 blah. Ain't gonna happen, and, this podcast is free, so no money's being made off of it. And by the way, since he's left Westwood One, I believe he stopped doing ad reads. And the ad reads he even had weren't they were like Westwood One ones. They weren't even one that were specific, oh, we gotta have Opie doing it. So, I know he doesn't want to do it. But I guarantee you Anthony's deal is still on the table. I guarantee you Anthony is still willing to give up 50% of Compound Media. Opie do a show in the morning. Anthony do a show at night. And every once in a while they do a show together. And Opie hates Anthony. And I get it. But at this point, dude, I mean, I'm not seeing too much else out there. No one listens to your podcast, dude. Your YouTube channel that has over 100,000 subs is dead. What are you, Jimmernan? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of, will Opie get a job? And if you listen to you don't listen to the Opie podcast, but just let me know your thoughts in the comments.